Okay.
Okay, Mr. Sanders, put your mic
Yes,
on
sir.
mute.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, put your mic on mute. Thank you. Okay, now let me do this here. Okay. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is now in session. Court is in session with the announcement docket. First two cases are cause numbers M332-930 and cause number M332-932. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Hayden Sanders. Mr. Sanders is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Sanders, you can take your mic off of mute.
All right.
How are you
So
doing, Mr. Sanders?
pretty good.
That's
How about
good. Mr. Sanders, you're represented in your case by your Attorney James Macon, who is appearing in court. Ms. Macon, how are you doing?
Very good, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's good. State is represented in this case by Attorney Erica Porter. Ms. Porter, how are you doing?
Great, Your Honor. Thanks.
Mr. Macon, what is your announcement in Mr. Sanders' cases?
Your Honor, I've gotten all the discovery in the case and gone over things with Mr. Sanders. They've made an offer that he's tentatively accepted. I would ask that it just be reset for a plea, and then he'll drive in from Alabama and we'll take care of it on this.
Okay, give us a plea date.
Just for 30 days, doesn't need longer.
A little longer.
Okay.
What about April 15th?
Sounds wonderful.
Okay, Mr. Sanders, your cases will be reset until April 15th of 2024. And I noticed here that one of your cases is a assault family violence. So before you leave, I need to give you some bond conditions. And I'll give a copy of these bond conditions to your attorney. Your attorney will get these bond conditions to you. The form that I have reads as follows. Standard bond conditions in County Court at Law number 2. Following the arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release for any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
And condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
Of the alleged victim,
Yes.
um, I mean, James, I haven't heard anything about that.
Okay, I'm just telling you what the,
Marriage.
okay.
I'll discuss it with you, Mr. Goki. I mean, Mr. Sanders.
Okay, did you hear your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, condition number 4 does not apply. And now if you violate one of these conditions, the bond can be revoked. If your bond is revoked, a warrant can be issued for your arrest. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, again, your cases have been reset until April 15th, 2024. Your attorney will get notice of your reset. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You also get a copy of the bond conditions. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. You too.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
I just need to make a copy. Okay. Mr. Macon, you have another case.
Yes, Mr. Goki, Your Honor.
Next case is cause number M330184. Case is style of state of Texas versus Franklin Derrick Goki.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Mr. Goki. Is that your full name?
Franklin Derrick Goki, yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Goki?
Good, yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Goki, you're represented in this case by your attorney, Attorney James Macon. The state is represented in this case by Attorney Andrew Hubel. Attorney Hubel, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Macon, what is your announcement in this case?
Your Honor, we have an offer on Mr. Goki's case. However, after getting that offer, I got a bunch of information in about his service as a veteran. And I forwarded that to Ashley, and I'm just waiting to get with her to talk about,
See if you get in the Veterans Court.
veterans court.
Oh, okay. Give us a reset. Let's see.
And are we gonna pick it up Friday?
It doesn't make a difference what day of the week it is. It's just that we want to give Ashley time to review the case to see if he may qualify for Veterans Court. And I know when they do their pretrial diversion, I think the next one is in April. So I guess we could keep it in April.
That was fun.
That'll be fine. Keep it in April. We may hear something from the, do you have a, that's not for him.
No.
You gave it to the attorney? Okay, all right. Here you go.
Uh,
Okay, so what date is that?
I put April 26th.
What about April 26th? Is that a good date? Okay, this case will be reset to April 26th of 2024. Mr. Goki, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, wait.
It's not here. He's working on his. It's not here either.
How are you, Judge?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. This is cause number 23CCCR 1024. Case is style of state of Texas versus Aisha Hinton. Ms. Hinton, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Hinton, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney David Grove. Attorney Grove, how are you doing?
Doing good, Judge. Thank you.
That's good. Now, Mr. Grove, what is your announcement in Ms. Hinton's case?
Judge, I'd like to see if we could have it reset to explore some settlement possibilities and maybe talk to some witnesses, but we could get a reset for another announcement.
Okay,
That'll be May 10th.
May 10th. Okay, this case will be reset till May 10th of 2024. Ms. Hinton, your attorney will be given notice of your reset. Once you get a copy of your reset from your attorney, you're free to go stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. All right? You can stand over in front of the court coordinator. Okay, Mr. Dawes' client didn't show up. Guillory? It's not here yet? Okay,
I'm here, so.
I understand. We're gonna, we'll recall that case. Okay, yeah, we just give them a reasonable time to show up. Okay. Reset. Reset. Push. Mr. Baggert, your case, Toller, is that gonna be a plea?
Honor, I'm waiting for Mr. Slover to arrive. I have notified his bonding company and had asked them as to his whereabouts, so I'm supposed to be hearing for them. Mr. Sharon, Mr. Caden Dean Sharon is here. We have an agreement reached with the state. We'll be completing the paperwork shortly.
Okay,
Mr. Had not.
okay, okay. Had not.
Yeah.
Do you have a, no, let's check. Had not,
I'm on Mr. Hadnot.
had not, okay. Michael Milson, court is in session in 4 cases, cause numbers 23 CCCR 0338, cause number 23 CCCR 0958, cause number 23 CCCR 2143, and cause number M333480. All 4 cases are styled the state of Texas versus Michael Milson. Mr. Milson, is that your full name? How are you doing, Mr. Milson?
I'm not doing too good today, tired, I was working, I've been working all night, but, I had one just got my doctor papers, that's why I haven't got a lot yet, because I was working, 5 weeks, and I just went back Monday. I want to know, can you give me a little more time?
Okay, now, Mr.
I know it's
Milson,
been a while, so I need like a little more time, like my promo.
yeah, now, state, I think, Mr. Milson, according to what's in the notes or in the memo, is that Mr. Milson had a prior felony case? Did you have a previous?
I took care of it.
That's right, that's what it says, that was disposed of.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And, state, you have any objections to, because I think what was going on, we was carrying these misdemeanor cases along with the felony case. That was the only reason, that was the hold up on the misdemeanor case. We was carrying it with the felony, but the felony case is disposed of now.
They talk to the legal, they right there, I went back to work. The nurse out there, she was still didn't go back to work in like 2 weeks. They don't really play out there. I've been having issues with my blood pressure and stuff. I was mad, kind of upset with it because she wouldn't even go back to work. I got a large family. I feel a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, but it ain't gonna do your family good if you drop dead. Okay, well, so she was more concerned about your health. So, do you have any objections to, us giving her a little more time to hire an attorney?
I don't, I didn't know if Mr. Milson had applied for, you say you had a large family for a court appointed attorney? I don't know.
No, I'm getting no turn.
Okay,
Well, because I think, we did sign a, affidavit of indigence.
Working, I can't get that before the point.
Well, it all depends on the income, not necessarily if you work, it's how much. Well, what we'll do is, give him, the affidavit of indigence to fill out and the judge's explanation of rights. She's gonna give you a clipboard that have the affidavit of indigence. You have to fill that that first sheet is gonna ask you about your income and the bills that you have. You're gonna total everything. And then on the second page, you're gonna fill out half of the second page. Okay? And then on the,
That's all right, man. That's all right.
it's really not a lot.
Man, that's good. Oh,
It's
I've
not a
been
lot.
up since 5 o'clock, man. I've been working.
okay, it's only gonna take a few minutes. Okay? So
Okay.
just, now, if you need any assistance, we have our court personnel who can assist you with filling out the paperwork. Okay? All right, just have a seat.
Okay, which one did you say this?
It's the affidavit, that's the one, that's the 3
Right.
page, that's one. And then you got the judge's explanation.
Right, yeah, yeah.
And if he needs some, he needs some assistance, we need to, assist him at filling it out. Good morning, Mr. Dennis, how are you doing?
Pretty good.
That's good. Now, your full name is Dale James Dennis, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Dennis, this is call number 23 CCCR 2378. Now, Mr. Dennis, I know you were here last month, month before last, January 16, 2024. At that time, you stated that you would like to,
I have spoken with the attorney.
you have talked to an attorney?
Yes.
Have you hired that attorney?
And I haven't actually given him any money yet, but I have it in my pocket. I thought he might meet me here this morning.
Oh, so you was planning on meeting an attorney here today?
Well, I didn't know if he was gonna make it or not, but he told me to show up today.
Oh, all right.
What is the attorney that's?
What's his name?
Right, Kim?
Oh,
Right, he'll probably be here.
No,
He's not?
No,
he's
he
not a
called, we
public-
don't have anything today,
Yeah, he's
so
not.
he's not gonna be here. He probably needs to go to his office.
Go to his office. Okay. So you're gonna hire Ryan Kimball? Okay. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna reset your case, give you a chance to hire Mr. Kimball. This case will be reset to May 10th, 2024. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day.
thank you, sir.
Just have us stand in front of the court coordinator. Jose Roberto Ramos. She said he was here. Okay, don't worry about it. We'll call him in a few. He'll be in the hall with his attorney. Oh, that's right. I did see Mr. Boudreaux.
Are you
Yeah, he came in. He must be in the hall
there?
with Mr. Boudreaux. Okay. Okay. This is cause number 2366 Ciara 2224. Case is style of State of Texas versus Paulette Marie Guillory.
Yeah,
Miss Guillory, how are you doing?
fine.
Next date is May 10th.
Okay, this case will be reset to May 10th of 2024. Miss Guillory, you're gonna get your reset from your attorney. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Dahl, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, just follow your, Okay, let's do this. Court is back in session in cause number 23 CCCR 2356. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Caden Dean Sharon. Mr. Sharon, would you please raise your right hand? Sharon, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sharon, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Sharon?
I'm good. What about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Sharon, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Mark Faggett. And again, Attorney Faggett, how are you doing?
I'm good, Your Honor. Thank you for asking.
Mr. Faggett, do you waive a record in Mr. Sharon's case?
We do, Your Honor.
Mr. Sharon,
Yes, sir.
I have before me a document that is titled information sheet. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information sheet, it alleges that you, Caden Dean Sharon, on or about October 2nd of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed a Class A misdemeanor offense of evading arrest detention. Mr. Sharon, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Sharon, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Yes, sir.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Sharon, I also have a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initial CS on this document?
Yes, sir.
On the next page of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yeah.
The second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sharon, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I've just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Faggett, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sharon, are you a citizen of the United States? State?
Upper state one.
Any objection?
None.
No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Faggett, you've advised that counsel, Mr. Sharon, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Absolutely none, Your Honor. He's a very respectful young man. He's been really easy to work with.
Mr. Sharon, your attorney, Mr. Faggett, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Mr. Sharon, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement for a plea of guilty, the state has offered 1 year deferred probation with a $500 fine and 60 hours community service.
Mr. Sharon, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. And during that probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500. What is this, court costs?
$277.
Plus, you'll be required to pay court costs of $277. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month. You'll be required to pay a urinalysis fee of $15 a month. Okay, so point. You will also be required to pay a court-appointed attorney's fee. You'll be reimbursing the county a court-appointed attorney's fee of $250. Plus, you'll be required to pay a reimbursement fee of $15. Now, your total monthly installments that you'll be required to pay is $177 a month. Will you be able to pay the $177 each month?
Yes, sir.
You'll also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. You will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Sharon, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sharon, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Sharon, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not result in a conviction on your record. And you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney, Mr. Faggett, about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. Now, Mr. Sharon, this will conclude your case. Are you ready for him now? Just have a seat, and when the court coordinator is ready for you, she's gonna ask you to come up to a window. Once you come up before a window, you're gonna follow the directions of the bailiff, and once you finish following the directions of the bailiff, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Now, where do I sit at? Just back over there?
just have a seat where you were sitting. Now on your next guy, you got, okay, we'll hold up on that.
Thank you, yes.
Okay,
I have, Miss Porter made an offer that I think it's a good offer.
Okay. Waylon Paul Hadnot, cause number 23 CCCR 0378. Mr. Hadnot, your full name is Waylon Paul Hadnot?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how are you doing, Mr. Hadnot?
Good.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking, Mr. Hadnot. You representing your case by your attorney Owen Samuel. Mr. Samuel, how are you doing?
It's a great day.
That's good. And Mr. Samuel, what is your announcement in Mr. Hadnot's case?
Your Honor, we discussed this with the state. He's possibly eligible for pretrial diversion. We'd like to have this is our first setting. We'd like
Okay.
to have an opportunity to explore that option.
Give us, let's see, it just says much April. He's not gonna be April major. Let's reset him in June because you haven't submitted the application to the
Correct.
DA's office, so the next date is, which is next month. You won't get in on that one, on that sign up.
Say June,
Yeah, second week. I think that's the next sign up after April,
it'll be June 10th,
what is that date?
June 10th.
June 10th.
Yes, sir.
Is that good with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Hadnot, your case is going to be reset June 10th. To give your attorney an opportunity to file an application with the district attorney's office to see if you may qualify for the pretrial diversion program. Okay? Now, Mr. Hadnot, your attorney's gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Mr. Samuel, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Herman.
Okay, who else? Let's see. Okay, Milson, Michael Milson? Okay,
It's all scratched out because he was doing it bi-weekly. He was doing it on a weekly basis. Huh?
night. Oh, Sharon. Sharon. Okay, I just sent it. Let's see now, Mr. You, Mr. Milson, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Milson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Milson, you may put your hand down. Now, Mr. Milson, I have it. Here. Okay. Now, Mr. Milson, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Mr. Milson, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line inside the defendant? And is this your, are these your initials on the line that state you like to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, on page 2 of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant's Signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Milson, before you sign and initial these documents, did you read the documents? And did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge? Okay. Now, Mr. Milson, what I'm going to do, there's some information that is non-public information that I need to go over. And so pursuant to Article 1.24, Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, all trials and proceedings shall be public. However, pursuant to the case of Lilly versus State, 365 Southwest Third, 321, the right to public trial is not absolute and may be outweighed by the other competing interests such as interest in security, the non-disclosure of public information, to ensure that the defendant receives a fair trial. And so based on that, the court is going to close this proceeding based on the following findings, that one, it will protect, the closure of the hearing is no broader than necessary to protect your interest, which is a non-disclosure of public information. The court has considered other reasonable alternatives to closing this hearing. And also, the court make these findings, and these findings are necessary for the closure of this hearing. So at this time, the public portion of this hearing